Hello everyone, even today we are going to solve problem on liquidation of a company. So this is a bit different question. Here they have given a balance sheet of a company. By looking into the balance sheet we are going to solve the problem. Okay, so first we'll see the question and understand it, then we'll solve the problem. Okay, the question is, the unlucky limited went into voluntary liquidation on 31st March 2015, which date the position was as follows. Nothing but the balance sheet values, assets values and liabilities value they have given. Yes, they have given 5,000 equity shares of 100 each, 80 paid up. Very much important, there is adjustment regarding this. Okay, loans secured by mortgage of land and building, which means this is a secured loan, so I'll just write it as secured loan. Next, land and building. Okay, then unsecured liabilities including preferential creditors, so which means 10,000 is preferential creditors, remaining 1,90,000 in 2 lakh is an unsecured creditor. This is the liability side of the balance sheet. Next, land and building 80,000, fixed asset 2,60,000, stock 1,05,000, debtors, loan in asset side, which means loans and advances paid to the employees they have given, cash they have given. Next, P&L account 1,10,000, which means the company has sustained loss for certain period that they have recorded in asset side. See, in additional information, assets realized informations are given. So land and building was realized by secured creditors for 1,20,000. Next, other fixed assets realized 40,000, debtors 20,000, stock realized at 10,000. Losses, loans were wholly bad, which means the loans that we have given for employees, that one not yet recovered. So loans not recovered, which means we can't write this in the debit side. Liquidator is entitled a fixed remuneration of 1,000 plus 2% on amount paid to unsecured creditors. So on the amount we are going to pay to unsecured creditors, on that we are going to pay to 2%, and remuneration fixed was rupees 1,000. Liquidators out of the packet expenses amounted to nothing but liquidation expenses 1,000. Company decided to make calls on shares and receive the same in full, which we have to understand here. So here the company has the share value at 100, isn't it? But only 80 rupees was received, which this is the paid up by the shareholders. Remaining 20 is being called up. So this 20 rupees of one share is been received by the company, which we are going to write it in the debit side. 5,000 equity shares into 20 rupees. Remaining shares has been called up. So 5,000 into 20 rupees we are going to calculate. We'll get 1 lakh. So calls in arrears we have been received. So this amount will be reflected in the debit side, which means receipt side of the statement. Okay, this is regarding the questions. So let's solve the problem. Have you understood? So we have new concept. They have given the balance sheet, then we have the calls in arrears which is been realized, then assets, each assets are realized in different values. These are the bit different things, are new things, or we can call it as new concept in this question. Earlier, which was very easy, they used to give us the total asset realized, but here land and building is been realized in so and so value, fixed asset in the so and so value they have mentioned. Okay, so we'll move on to the solution. Yes, this is the statement as usual. Yep, so we are going to start with, this time I'll use red in color. Okay, so we are going to start with, we have cash, isn't it? So cash 5,000 we have. I'll just directly mention the cash because it is the liquid asset, so there is no increase or decrease in the value, so we can directly write the cash. Next, asset realized. Assets realized, we'll mention one by one. So land and building, but the land and building was a mortgage, isn't it, students? So land and building, so either you can write the total values, like land and building was realized at 1,20,000, but actual value is 80,000. So mortgage, loan mortgage was 1 lakh, isn't it? See in the question, mortgage value is been 1 lakh, loan value. The asset realized 1,20,000. So two things you can write it here. Either you can realize land and building as 1,20,000 in the debit side, and secured creditors in credit side as 1 lakh. Like this you can write, or else you can deduct and mention the excess value only in the debit side. Debit side you can mark it as 20,000. Excess value, you can show the excess value, either you can show the two values also. So I'll follow the first one because we'll follow same method. I don't want to confuse you things. Okay, so land and building was realized at 1,20,000. Okay, next we have assets. Fixed assets was been realized for 40,000. So other fixed assets 40,000. Next, debtors. Debtors is been valued at, realized at 20,000. Stock realized at 10,000. Yes. Next, we don't have loans, which is not yet been realized. Cash I have already mentioned. We can't mention the loss as a receipt, isn't it, students? So I can't write the P&L account 1,10,000 over here. Next, our liability side you have to check. I have already mentioned calls in arrears is been received now, isn't it? So calls on share for 5,000 shares, 20 has been received. So 5,000 into 20, 1 lakh. Okay, so 1 lakh is been received. Now we have to use it, total it. So how much we are going to get? 2,95,000 we are going to get. So total, I'll write it in last, 2,95,000. Yes, so let's start with the credit side now. As usual, secured creditors, how much they are getting? They will get 1 lakh rupees. The loan amount is been 1 lakh, isn't it? So next, liquidation expenses. ₹1,000. Next, liquidator remuneration. How much? So first point, remuneration is been fixed by the liquidator for 1000 rupees. Remaining is been paid on unsecured creditors. So 2% on unsecured creditors. So we don't know the value of unsecured creditors, exactly how much we are going to give them, because we have to check whether the company is having excess amount or not. If yes, if the company is having excess means we can share with the shareholders. If the company is not at all having sufficient amount to pay to the unsecured creditors means we have to calculate in different method. Okay, so this is how we are going to solve the problem. So how much percentage they have mentioned? 2% on the amount paid to unsecured creditors. So amount paid to unsecured creditors will be so preference creditors we are having at 10,000. On that 10,000 we can pay them 2% directly. So 10,000 into 2%, 200. Next, here we'll mention it as preferential creditors. I'll pay them full amount 10,000. So now we have to check whether the company is having amount or not. So the preferential we have to pay them 1,90,000. So I'll write it in note. Yes. Yeah. Total receipt. So total receipt, how much we are having? 2,95,000. So minus total payment. Okay, so total payment is, so I have ordered all the payments in the credit side. Okay, so we have to minus it. 1,12,000 minus 12,200. Sorry. So how much we'll get? Minus 2,95,000. 1,82,800 we have. How much? But how much we have to pay to the creditors? We have to pay them 1,90,000. Do we have sufficient amount? No. So now we have to calculate. On what basis we have to calculate? We have to use a small formula for the calculation. So 2% on amount available. So how much amount is available? 1,82,800 into 2 by 102. 1,82,800 into 2 divided by 102. So we'll be getting 3,584 as the remuneration. So I'll just write this value in the format. Yes. Unsecured creditors. How much value we got? 1,82,800. 1,82,800 into 2 by 102. So we'll be getting 3584 as the value. So again we have to minus this with the total. Here again minus 3 lakh minus remuneration 3 lakh 50 or 3 lakh 5000, sorry, 3854. If you deduct it, we'll be getting 1 lakh 79 to 15 point something, will get 6. Okay, so this is the value. So use blue in color. So why I'm writing differential creditors? Yeah. So value of unsecured creditors is 1,79,216. So this is the balancing figure which will get so 2,95,000. Okay, so hope you all understood the solution. It is very easy, don't get confusions. So very simple concept. Try to understand the questions, analyze it, then solve the problem.